YouTube, the ultimate wizard attack and defense is top tier. Dark Magician is back. It has it back with Mind on Air, which forces your opponent to play with their hand revealed. So what does that do? That essentially allows them not to activate any skills. If they want to search out the Shinobird skill, no. They want to search out the Blue Eye skill, no. Shaddoll skill, no. So that really restricts them and gives you hand knowledge. So we're backing it up with disruption. And what's the disruption? We're playing expanded, navigation, and combination. So combination can negate, omni-negate by attributing a Dark Magician to summoning a Dark Magician girl, or vice versa. Navigation can banish itself to negate any of your opponent's spells or traps. And keep in mind it's their effect, so it does not negate the activation. So anything like a Shaddoll fusion, they can't activate another one even if it says activation, so keep that in mind. And then you have Dark Magic Expanded. So Expanded is really good in the way that it has 3 different effects. So if you have 1 Dark Magician or Dark Magician girl in the graveyard, gain 1,000 attack. 2, protect all your back row being destroyed by card effects, so Majesty does nothing. And then 3, all your monsters or all your dark spellcasters are unaffected by card effects at the end of the turn. Those effects are really strong, and if you have more than the required amount for your effect, you can activate multiple effects. Really, really good. And then we're on to our consistency cards: Magician's Rod, Soul Servant, and Master of Chaos. So Master of Chaos can add any dark spellcaster by revealing it. That lists Dark Magician in its name. And then you can shuffle 1 card in your hand to your deck. Magician's Rod can add any Dark Magician spell or trap with deck to your hand that lists its name in the card text. And then Soul Servant can excavate and put 1 card on the top of your deck that lists Dark Magician in its name. And then you can banish it to draw any amount of cards that have Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl with different names in your graveyard. If you have Mahad, then you can draw 3, but I don't play Mahad. And then Soul Servant is just really, really good in general. It sets up your Dark Magicians. Then we're going on to our fusion monsters. First, we have the Dark Magicians, which allows us to draw a card whenever a spell or trap is activated. And if you draw into a spell or trap, you can activate it that turn. So if you draw a trap or a quick play spell, you can use it that turn. And then if it's destroyed, you can summon 1 Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Then we have the Great Double Caster Caster, which basically is a really cheesy card. It gains attack and defense equal to the fusion, exceeds ritual monsters that you use. So if you fusion it with Master of Dragon or Dragon Master Knight, you go over 4,500 attack and can attack them directly and lethal them. Really cheesy. And then we also have Master of Chaos, which can reborn a Dark Magician from our graveyard or a Dark Spellcaster, and then tribute a Light and Dark to banish all monsters our opponent controls. Anyway, that's the deck list. On to the deck profile. Enjoy the video, guys. Okay, YouTube, here is the main combo portion of the video. So, what is the main thing you're looking for? Well, you want to have Illusion Magic, an extra Dark Spellcaster, your Fusion Spell, your Secrets of Dark Magic, and you want to have access to your expanded Soul Servant all turn 1. Now, it may seem like a lot, but we have a skill that's going to help us out. It's called Master of Dark and Chaos, which restricts us into summoning level 8 or light, earth, or dark spellcasters for the turn, except for the extra deck. And then you can reveal a dark spellcaster monster, return it to your hand, to your deck, and then add cards, 2 cards that specifically list Dark Magician from your deck to your hand, and put Dark Magician Girl in the graveyard, which is really powerful because this dumps Dark Magician Girl and then adds 2 cards that mention Dark Magician from deck to hand, getting you access to your powerful spell and traps early. And then, if your opponent only controls a monster, you get to add Ultimate Fusion and set Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon from your outside your deck to your field, which is really good because that allows you to pop any card in the field going second for free. Okay, so there's that in a bag of nutshells. Okay, so assuming that we've opened up multiple of our combo pieces, what we're going to do is, in this case, we're just going to add the missing pieces. Now, always you want to search Illusion Magic first, so that way they can negate your Rod with a Veiler or an Imperm. That's very important. You can play around your Dark Magicians getting negated, but you cannot play around this getting negated, so it's very important that you end up doing that. So we're going to send our Dark Magician Girl to the graveyard, and we're going to add Illusion Magic, and we're going to add our Soul Servant, because these are the 2 pieces that we're missing here. We already have Secrets, so we're going to do that. We also have Combination in this hand. Assuming Illusion wasn't here, we also have Combination, so we do have an Omni negate as well, so we'd be able to God Hand him here, potentially. Okay, so then we're going to add these 2 pieces. Then we're going to be able to summon out our Magician's Rod.
Magician's Rod. I activate Magician's Rod's effect.
Now, priority number one, given that now we have all 3 combo pieces, I'm going to pretend combination's not here. I'm going to pretend it's not here. So if combination's not here and we're going first, we either have the chance to add our secrets or our combination. Generally, the majority of the time, secrets is the add. Now, I know a lot of people are going to ask me, why no Eternal Soul? Because Eternal Soul is not needed. It's a win more card. It's not going to help you. You've already won the game before you even activated Eternal Soul. That's how good your deck is. And you don't need Salvation. So we're going to add Expanded here. And then we're going to go Illusion Magic. Now, pretend combination's not in the hand. We're going to add these 2. And then we're going to fuse off our Illusion of Chaos. Or if you want to skill add something else and not fuse that off, that's completely fine too. So we're going to fuse into the Dark Magicians using 1 Dark Magician and 1 Dark Spellcaster. You need to have an extra Dark Magician in hand because you need to be able to have a Spellcaster, a Dark Magician able to summon off your navigation. So make sure you have a Dark Magician in hand here. Next, we're going to activate Soul Servant, putting Dark Magician Navigation on top of our deck. And then we're going to activate the Dark Magicians to draw it and set it so that way we can activate it this turn. Then we're going to activate Navigation first before doing anything else because we want to ensure that we can thin our deck before we resolve our Soul Servant. So we want to thin our deck first. So we're going to activate Navigation, and then we're going to summon Dark Magician, and then the Mind on Air, which is going to reveal our opponent's whole hand.
Alright, I special summon a monster.
Woohoo! Okay, so now that our opponent's whole hand is revealed, they wouldn't be able to activate skills on their next turn, and that's going to really restrict them from making any plays. Then, we're going to activate our Soul Servant.
I activate my quick play spell, Soul Servant.
And then, with our Expanded in hand, this will make all of our monsters unaffected by card effects. Our secrets can allow us to fuse in the future. If we did draw into our combination, we would be able to have an Omni Negate as well, but assuming we didn't draw into it, we would just set to backrow as. And this is very hard for your opponent to OTK through because you're unaffected, they don't get a skill. And then Navigation is also really, really strong as well because this can negate any spell or trap that they want. Now, the really cool thing is if you go up against a deck like, let's say, Blue Eyes White Dragon, and they would have to set their best out to dealing with you would be to activate Majesty and then set Droplet, have like a Droplet in their hand. They really need to do that so that way they can activate their Majesty, and then hopefully you not chaining your Expanded, and then they can chain Droplet and, like, I don't know, negate your Mind on Air so that way they get their skill. That would be really their only way for them to really play the game. But if they don't have Droplet, it's going to be a really long and windy road at that point. And then they still have to have the necessary, like, there's also a world, too, where you open up Double Expanded. And if you open up Double Expanded, then it's even stronger. Because the thing is, let's say you open up Double Expanded, right? And you're going to say, well, how does that make a difference? Well, let me play out a chain link sequence for you. Your opponent goes second with Blue Eyes. They activate their Majesty, right? They set their Majesty, they activate it. You chain your first Expanded, they chain Droplet, sending Majesty to negate your Mind on Air. And maybe some Blue Eyes in their hand. They don't have another spell, right? Then if you have a second Expanded, since they didn't send another spell, you're able to activate your second Expanded and make everything unaffected. Then you've essentially turned their Droplet and their Majesty against them. Now, if they have a Droplet in their hand, you may say, let's say they open up Droplet Melody. What would you do in that case? Well, in that case, you never negate the Melody. You're going to go for try and negate the Droplet, assuming they don't send their Majesty, which they should be. But if they don't send the Majesty in that case, and for some reason they want to go Melody first, they don't have Blue Eyes in their hand, what would you do? You would always negate the Droplet, never negate the Melody, because they can send Droplet from their Melody off from the field to the grave, and Navigation can only negate while the card is on the field. So if they send it off via Droplet, then they will dodge the negate. So just be very aware of that. Also, the card you draw for Dark Magicians can be activated that turn, so if you draw into a second, let's say they activate a spell or trap, or you do, like your Navigation or your Expanded, and you draw into a second spell or trap, like an additional Expanded, then you can activate it that turn, or do your combination. Now, with that being said, some people may say, well, why not run an extremely small list, Sean? The reason why is because you're more open to drawing a bricky hand. You want to draw a diverse hand in this deck, and for the majority of the part, drawing what you need for one expanded, the majority of the time, is just plain good enough. And I think that should be the realm of what you're aiming to do. So, yeah, really good. I think this is the way to want to play it. And you might say, well, why is the Hane here? The Hane is here for an additional setup. If you don't want to go for your Mind on Air, and they have a skill that doesn't really require them to reveal, or you don't feel like the reveal is that good, so if you go up against something like Sky Striker, then Hane can be better because it can prevent everything else from being targeted but herself. But more importantly, not that I think Hane would make that big of a difference against Sky Striker, but I'm just giving you an example. If you go up against something that's a little bit awkward that you don't want to Mind on Air and you want extra disruption, then Hane can discard a spell to pop a card in the field, and then you could still have potentially maybe a combination at that point alongside a Dark Magic Expanded and Navigation to the Grave, which is still really good. But yeah, that's Dark Magician. That's the tutorial. On to the replays, guys. And I'm going to warn you in advance, you will be surprised how this deck can go second. You would be surprised because it can do it pretty effectively. Peace, guys. Alright, so we're going to activate skill here. And we're going to reveal the Dark Magician Girl to add our Illusion Magic and Soul Servant, because those are the pieces we're missing. Now, we're always, like I said before in the deck tutorial, we're always searching Illusion Magic first, the dodged Veiler here. Then we're going to add 2 DMs. And we're going to summon the Dark Magicians. Now, the deck we're facing is Shaddoll, and Shaddoll gets completely screwed. You're going to see how quickly we beat them. Then we're going to activate Nav, summoning out Dark Magician. And our Mind on Air. And as you can see, his whole hand is revealed, and we're going to look at it now. He has a Hollow, he has an El Shaddoll. Now, keep in mind, Navigation negates the effect of a card, not the activation. So, if we negate El Shaddoll Fusion, he can't use it again. Okay, we're going to activate Rod. We're going to negate his El Shaddoll. We do draw in the combination, which is a little unfortunate because we did draw into the Dark Magicians there. So we can't Omni-negate on his turn if he said El Shaddoll, but I don't know why he didn't set the other one. We were still winning this game anyway. Just let me make this clear. It didn't matter if he El Shaddolled or we didn't. Okay, so we do Soul Servant, and then we find our Magician, our Dark Magical Circle. And then we can Souls here to summon out our Dark Magician. And with that, we banish his monster. And we completely deny him of his skill. And you're going to see how we break his board. So if you think for a second Dark Magician can't go second, you're about to be proven wrong. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's going to be a Ritual Disruption in his hand. So about 5 disruptions here. So we're going to skill set our Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. He's going to Imperm, which is fine. We bait the Imperm here. I don't mind. The key to going second is going to be getting access to our Dark Magic Expanded as quickly as possible. So he's going to displace, take our fusion, which is fine. But now all of his traps are done with. Now we're going to do this, adding our skill. So we were able to hold skill until then. And then we dump our Soul Servant, which is going to give us free draws. So he's going to Ritual Summon in the Mystic Girl. Then we're going to summon the Dark Magicians. Now this is a quick play negate. This is a quick play negate, so this is a disruption. He makes Goddess. Now we did bait him here. We didn't have 3 in the grave, so he wasn't really paying attention there. But I tried baiting him out and it worked. Now we crash. Okay, so he's now going to summon Geek Boy, get another field. Apparently he was worried about the back row. He pops, swings for 19.
My turn. I draw Magician's Rod. I activate Magician's Rod's effect.
So we're able to Soul Servant here.
Soul Servant. I activate
We'll draw 2.
spell.
Then we get our Illusion of Chaos that we're guaranteed. Put their hand to the top, activate Souls. And then Souls can bring back our Dark Magician.
I activate Dark Magical Circle's effect. Time to battle. You're finished.
And he's done.
Dark Magician.
Okay, here we go. Oh, sorry. Alright, so we're going to pop with his Ultimate Fusion on the She-Shell first. Now, the way you want to play this first, he only ended on 2 disruptions here. But if we summon Rod and Dragon Master Knight, what you want to focus on is this. He has Dragon Master Knight, we have Rod in the field. Now, his potential back row is probably a Blackout. That's what I was assuming. So if he has a Blackout in play, then the way we want to do this is we have Dragon Master Knight and Magician's Rod in the field. So we're going to use Dragon's Master Knight to go at the She-Shell first. And then we're going to immediately summon Rod and threaten the Phoenix. He has a chance to black out now, but if this is his only back row, then that's going to heavily restrict him off plays. And we still haven't even skilled yet.
Counting on you.
So we're going to make our Nightmare Phoenix. And then Phoenix is going to go ahead and discard our Apprentice Illusion. It wasn't a blackout, but if it was, then we would pop the blackout. And then ignoring the Shang Ying altogether. And then we just OTK him right to the Shang Ying. A way that we can easily do that is just with our Magician of Chaos. Getting 2 Dark Magicians in our graveyard, so that way even if he has a Veiler after that point, then he won't be able to win. If he Veilered the Phoenix, then we could set up an Illusion play as well. So we could set up a, not an Illusion, but an expanded play as well to make ourselves unaffected by a Blackout later, but that's just a quick way of how to get through their board there if you're going up against Sword Soul going second. Okay, so that's going to be the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, comment, sub. We're going to go for top 500 this cup. I'm not going super duper hard because I'm not a big fan of the meta right now. I still want to face 100 Shinobirds, but we're going to have fun with it. We got a silver icon a couple of KC Cups ago, so I'm just going to have fun this KC Cup. No hards barred. It's the first time I've really said I'm going to have fun in the KC Cup, and we're going to intend to do that. So, yep. Until next time, it's your boy Shoma Try, signing out. Peace.